Hi, this is Twisted Granny Terrell. How are y'all today? This is the horoscope for Leo or the month of April. This is not a horoscope. This is a card reading done in the manner of an astrological chart because my customers like it. And we shuffle, we cut, we lay the cards down, and I put them down. And this is a if you had your chart done and got it the results emailed back to you, it would look like a circle with 12 slices in it. That's how the Babylonians invented it. And the second how I'm going to lay a card down on each one of these pie slices, and uh, we're going to talk about each one of these categories as labeled on this diagram. So the second house has to do with your money. The fourth house has to do with what's going on in your house. Fifth house is romance. Seventh house is marriage partnerships and business partnerships. So it divides a person's life into particular categories. And then we get a little picture of a window that goes right in your house of money and right in your home and right in your romance. And you'll get an up to date glimpse of what's really going on in there. Because what you see could be real, but what you could see also could have underlying situations. Already? So, okay, you know what? I'm going to do these. This is the Hanson Roberts deck, and it's a pretty little deck. The art is beautiful, and it's the only deck I have ever found that is actually the size of playing cards. Holy cow, imagine that. Most of the cards are so big. This is this is the biggest deck I own. This is as far as dimensions go, this is the smallest deck, and this is an average one. So I guess they just do that to aggravate us, you know? Okay, I'm gonna shuffle, 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 shuffle. And I'm gonna cut. Okay, please tell me what it is that Leo needs to know. I ask in the name of the goddess and the god. So mote it be. Okay. Let's see what's up for Leos in the month of August. Right? No, in the month of July. No, in the month of August. No, the month of April. The month of April for Leos. I'm confused. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to cut them. Cut them in three piles to the left with your left hand. That's what the book says. And here we go. First house. Oh, put the Queen of Cups there. Mr. Leo or Miss Leo. No, that's a face card, so I'm going to put what's called a modifier on it. Okay. What you think about? Okay, your first we're using the horoscope design, and when we use it for tarot, the first house becomes the subject of what you think about the most at this moment in time. And I'm thinking, right on your mind, Mr. and Miss Leos out there, is romance. And you're of the opinion that people, you need to look, it's called, so patience. You need to be patient. The suitor needs to be patient. The object of their affection needs to be patient. So it might be working, oh no, working them over slow and easy. So actually, that's not bad. If somebody's willing to put a little time into you and a little effort into you, that shows interest and his willingness to take a a longer look, I guess, a more in-depth look. Okay, now we got a King of Rods in the second house. The second house is your money. That's a face card also, and Rods governs business. Oh, now we got a King of Pentacles, and then we have the King of Swords. What is going on here? Oh, geez. All right. Okay. All right. In this, there is the King of Rods in your second house. That's about business. This is the money you make from the business. This is the brains you use. This represents the intellectual capacity that you use for this business. And look at here, it's wearing you out. So I'm going to say, look, these people are sick and tired and exhausted. And you know why? It's because of trying to make enough money to live. So if that's what's going on in Leo's life, gee whiz, make sure you eat right and get enough sleep, because this stuff is exhausting you. The work is exhausting you. The lack of money that they don't pay you exhausts you. And the intellectual capacity you have to accommodate this bad job with low pay is making you feel sick and tired, ugly, and cranky. So let's keep on going around this circle to see if there is a way out. Okay? What is that? Okay, this is third house of communication. So communication with an Ace of Pentacles there. I guess you want to talk to somebody about money. Let's keep going. Fourth house is, this is a member of the household, and he's paying his bills and he's giving money to his grandchildren. This could be a woman who pays her bills and gives her money to her children and her grandchildren. Now, so what the Leos love about this particular situation is here it is. Leos like to be considered to be popular and generous. And you actually all want to be the life of the party and have people cheer you because you do good. Okay? You just do good. You're good at what you do. And so you like being the hero at home just as well as you like being a hero at, I don't know, a party or at work. Okay? Fifth house, is romance and creativity. And what this is, well, in reality, this is the Judgment card. And in this picture, in the ancient, like 1400s, 1500s, that many years ago, it was an actual picture of people in a boat crossing the river Styx because the person pushing the boat is taking them to heaven. Okay? So we have a similar situation here. I guess we could call this Gabriel, couldn't we? Doesn't Gabriel blow his horn about people coming to heaven? So these people want to get into heaven, and they have to get through this person to do that, to seek entrance into heaven. So, let me see what this is. So that's your romance and creativity card. Okay. Then, so I guess what? It looks as though you may have made a decision, because this says Judgment, about a romantic partner. Okay, good. Because in the first card, here she is, or here he is, whichever you are. And this person, whatever, still wants to give the romantic interest enough time. He's willing to invest, and she's willing to invest time. So good for you. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 houses. Look at here. Work and health. This is a card of somebody who can manifest. That means basically all you need to do is sit around and think about what you need, and it will fall into your lap. You have to believe me when I say this. One of the things, in order to make that happen, one of the things you need to do is get rid of all that negativity that's surrounding your head, because that will keep the good things from coming. So you have to get rid of the negativity. And as a matter of fact, if a person wants to manifest something, they look up at the sky and go, "Grandma, what are you doing up there? I got to have a new car. Can you help me with that?" Then you go out and get yourself a green candle and you light it up and you wait. When you could burn it every night, you could burn a green candle every day. Matter of fact, you could take a ballpoint pen and write what you want to have happen. Scratch that into the candle and then wait. Now, you want to know how I know that? Because, well, it finally occurred to me that there's just some things that are too much of a coincidence to be a coincidence. So if you need a new car desperately, and then you find one a lot quicker and a better car than you thought you were going to get, that's for sure a manifestation. So you keep believing that you can manifest, and you will keep manifesting. Because people get rich because they know how to manifest. And they maintain a particular confidence about their money and their ability to make money, hide money, do whatever they need to do with money. And don't let anybody tell you it doesn't work. It works. Don't let anybody tell you it doesn't work. It works. If you believe it works, it'll work. Now, some of that stuff started happening to me before I believed it worked. I just couldn't understand. But, nah, I didn't get that car because I needed one. My car didn't get stolen because I needed another one. But that's what happened. Okay, I did not pay anybody to steal that car, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is excellent, Mr. Leo and Miss Leo. 6. Okay, 7th house is marriage. Oh, look here, marriage partnerships and business partnerships. We got the love card here. Ooh la la. This is like a mutual admiration society going on here. The 2 of Cups, and they're having a pleasant conversation. They have warm feelings. There's a warm light that burns between them. So good. So it looks like, in spite of some situations in your earning situation, you still are. Well, so far, your money situation is the biggest hassle you got here, but the rest of the cards are so good, it could probably, let's hope, that it fixes itself shortly. Okay? 8th house is money from other people. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8th house, money from other people. That means unearned income, like bonus checks, income tax checks, inheritance checks. And what do we got here? Somebody who hasn't had an inheritance, an unexpected check for a long time, but look, here it comes. Here it comes. So 8th house is money from other people. So the benefit you get may or may not be cash, but it quite decidedly can be a benefit. Let's pretend that 8th house of money from other people. Well, let's pretend you want to take a vacation, but you can't afford it, but somehow somebody helps you pick out a place and a time and a partner that's doable. So look for it. If you say to yourself, "Oh, I can't take a vacation there this year. Nah, that'll never happen. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it." That you just crossed yourself out of a vacation. Because if you say no, you're going to get no. But if you say yes, well, we'll see. Or maybe, and you just have this little niggling little itch. You don't, how shall I say it? Agreeing in advance. If a person says, "No, I'm not taking a vacation this year," he has just agreed in advance not to take one. Are you with me? Is that logical to you? Now, if you think that's not logical, how do you know unless you try it? So now, next thing I'm going to tell you is everybody has a transmitter. Remember that radio? No. Remember that song by John Hartford? It was called "Turn Your Radio On, Turn Your Radio On." I loved that song. And guess what? My radio is on because I turned it on purpose. And these thoughts that come to me on this table are because of that. Because I got a transmitter and it's on. Now, everybody has a sender and a receiver. My receiver is pretty good. I think my receiver is better than my sender, but I can also send them. So, pay attention to how you speak, how you talk, and make sure everything you say is a positive implication. Now, most of you here, the best example I have of this, most of you won't remember, but there used to be a cartoon in the cartoon section of newspapers. It was called Lil Abner and Daisy May. You might recognize him. I forget who the other characters were, but there was one other one, and I was particularly incensed about him because I didn't understand why he looked like the way he did. His name was Joe Bliftik, like BLFTK. And he would wear a trench coat, and he had on a flat fedora, and the rain just came out of that hat and rained all over him. Everywhere he went, every step he took. You know why? Because all he did was repeat bad news. So if a person continues to repeat the bad part of A, B, C, or D, that's what's going to happen in your life. So you get it out, get rid of it. Now let's pretend you're living with people you don't like. Get the heck out of there. Because if they're interfering with your positive thought process, get out of there. Now, and if you don't want to tell them you are changing your modus operandi, don't tell them. Because they're going to keep you down there in the basement with them. Okay? But you can improve your life. You can. Well, actually, you're looking pretty happy right now. So I'm looking forward to hearing more good things come to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, ninth house is philosophy, religion, higher education, and long distance travel. Okay, this person has nurtured a long time a desire to go on a long distance trip. He's also harbored a desire to learn more about his spiritual nature or her spiritual nature. Philosophy, religion, and higher education. There are all kinds of higher education topics and locations. Your higher education may or may not be the standard college degree. Your higher education might be going to woodworking school or go to mechanic school or that kind of thing. Whatever you're good at, you might want to try to be better by finding a school that can help you hone your skills. Because you want to. Because this person has spent a lot of time. And what's really going on in this card is this particular person has pulled the weeds, plowed the dirt, planted the seeds, watered the garden, and now the fruit is ready to pick. That's what these pentacles represent, is the fruit that's on the vine, like the tomatoes and green peppers and whatever they are. So be aware that those kinds of thoughts are going to be coming to the forefront of your mind, because maybe you're at the age where, and the timing in your life where you think it's gone on long enough and you've got to make some changes. All right, the 10th house is your career. Oh, okay. Now, why is this here? 1, 2, 3, 4. What we got a 50. Are you staying with your job? What's going on? Because, well, comme ci, comme ça. Take the good with the bad. I'm not sure that the time to make the break with your employer is now, but this shows that you may have been contemplating exploring other opportunities. Because Am I going to leave? Am I going to stay? Am I going to leave? I'm going to stay. Well, how are you going to explore other opportunities if you don't actually physically go out and talk to people who work at a place where you want to work, who do particular kinds of work that you want to do? What do they have to offer? And what have you to offer the prospective employer? So I think that you ought to strike while the iron's hot. There's, well, let's see. There's a particular part of the deck called the Major Arcana, and these Major Arcana are also known to be called destiny cards. So this so far your horoscope here has one destiny card, two destiny cards, three destiny cards. Where's the other one? Is that it? 1, 2, 3. Okay, you got 3. That's not too heavy, but it does. Well, but look at this one. You can have anything you want. Just go after it. Really? It's amazing. Okay, that's 10. This is 11. 11th house is friends from previous employers and long-term plans. So this particular person right here, well, in this case, a Leo who talks about long-term plans. Well, guess what? It's on a lot of y'all's mind because this card showed up in that house. Because he's dreaming about his ships that, well, there aren't even any to be seen in this seaside view because they've already left. Because remember, the New World was explored by people from Europe who wanted to find more money, more jobs, more herbs, what make their food taste better, gold, silver, whatever in the world they could get. So, long-term plans is about where you're thinking about today. It might be scary to think about that, but you owe it to yourself. Okay? Because if you don't make the plans, somebody will make plans for you. Okay? 12th house. Oh, yeah. Okay, 12th house. Okay. 12th house is what you think about when you go to sleep at night. Sometimes when you lay down, you hassle yourself over situations that were either severe disappointments to you or just moderate disappointments to you or downright evil things. They could be. Name me a category. And when you can't sleep at night, that for whatever reason, that is where your mind goes. Actually, this guy right here, this is why you do it. This guy has been in a battle, and he has returned to the battlefield to pick up the swords and take them back. So he's bringing these things home so he can leave them where they are. They can't help you now. They can't get. Okay? Oh. And if these situations that have been terribly disappointing to you, if they are allowed to fester, they'll just grow. So, here's what I was going to say. If you have a contract, let's pretend you've worked for 3 different employers and they have made you really mad. Well, you can get yourself, listen, if you got contracts, any piece of paper with their name on it, you could even write their name on it on your own paper. Tear it up, throw it in a black iron skillet, and burn it. Or take it outside and burn it. Well, you're not going to catch anything on fire. Because what you've done effectively is you made it disappear. You made it die. You made it disappear and it's gone. So if it's gone, you don't have to stay awake dreaming about it anymore. These might not be common sense ideas for 21st century Americans out there, but there have been recommended in other spiritual situations, and they're really good for what they're good for because you just killed them. They can't bother you anymore because not only are they dead, they're done, they burn up. Okay? All right. Let them go because you keep them alive by thinking about them all the time. Okay. This is a big card, Mr. and Miss Leo. This is a big card. It's the World. This is another really good luck card. So we just went from 3 to 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So we got the World card bouncing off every one of these 12 houses. And if there was if I have to pick out a really disappointing location or a house, this would be the second house of money. This is bedeviling you, and it's downright almost making you sick. So, this is a card that that what? That signifies improvements if you'll make the effort to improve them. Might mean a new job. Because here's your 50-50 wanting to leave your current employer. These are people that haven't done you right in the world of money. You probably work a lot of hours and for low pay, and it might seem like you're never going to get ahead. So I think one of the ways you can helpfully get ahead is burn up all those old stories about people that did bad things to you. I'm serious. Write them down and burn them. And then get up and walk out. I'm not out of your job, but just get up and leave the room. Okay, so I think you got a pretty good outline for yourself in the next few weeks. And it might just be what the doctor ordered. Just one tiny little push can lead to this little bitty change and that little bitty change and that little bitty change. And you might find it's really successful. All right, thanks for joining me. This is Twisted Granny Thoreau. Thank you for tuning into my channel. It was good to talk to you, and I appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.